If you're over 50, please stop for just a few minutes and really listen to what I'm about to say. Because what you're about to hear might change the way you see your health. There are silent habits, things you might do every single day without realizing, that are slowly draining your energy, destabilizing your blood sugar, and pushing your body closer and closer to needing insulin. I know the fear that comes with that word, insulin. The thought of injections, of losing control, of becoming dependent. And on top of that, the frustration of visiting doctor after doctor and still feeling like something is missing. My name is Dr. James Hill, and after more than 30 years working with patients facing diabetes, I can tell you there are powerful solutions hiding in places most people never look. And today, I want to gently open your eyes to 5 vitamins that could be transforming your health from the inside out, but almost nobody talks about them. Before we go further, let me ask something simple. Would you mind leaving a comment below telling me where you're from, how your health has been lately, or what your biggest question about diabetes is? I read every message with care and try to respond whenever I can. You never know, your story might be the one that helps someone else feel less alone. Because that's what I want you to feel here, not alone. There's no judgment here, only learning, support, and hope. Hope that maybe, just maybe, your body can begin to heal, and that there's more control in your hands than you were led to believe. Let me take you back to one of my early patients. Her name was Lorraine, 72 years old. Kind-hearted, sharp-minded, and completely overwhelmed. Doctor, she said, I take the pills, I follow the diet, I walk every evening. Why is my sugar still high? We ran tests, sure, but I also asked about her energy, her memory, her sleep, her digestion. She thought those things didn't matter, that they were just part of getting old. But they weren't. Lorraine was missing something that almost none of her previous doctors had checked: essential nutrients. Her body wasn't broken, it was starving for what it needed to function. And one of the first deficiencies we found was magnesium. Magnesium is not just a mineral, it's a key that unlocks hundreds of reactions in your body. And if you have diabetes or pre-diabetes, your body likely burns through magnesium faster than you can replace it. Without enough, your insulin doesn't work as well. Your muscles cramp, your sleep suffers, and your blood sugar swings like a roller coaster. Lorraine started adding spinach, pumpkin seeds, and small amounts of dark chocolate to her diet. I also guided her on a gentle supplement. Within weeks, her blood sugar began to level out. But more than that, her hope returned. She started feeling alive again, not because of a miracle pill, but because her body was finally getting what it had been asking for, quietly, for years. And that's just one example. There are other vitamins, powerful, underrated, and often ignored, that play vital roles in balancing your blood sugar, protecting your nerves, helping you think more clearly, sleep more deeply, and feel more like you again. But the system rarely talks about them. Why? Because they don't come with big marketing campaigns. They don't sit behind the pharmacy counter with glossy ads. They live in your kitchen, in sunlight, in seeds, in green leaves, and sometimes in affordable supplements. In the next few minutes, I want to gently open your eyes to 5 vitamins that could be transforming your health from the inside out, but almost nobody talks about them.
One of the most overlooked vitamins in the diabetic journey is vitamin D. Most people think of it as the sunshine vitamin that's good for the bones. But the truth is, its power goes far beyond that. Vitamin D acts more like a hormone than a vitamin. It influences how well your body responds to insulin. It affects your immune system, your mood, your energy, and even your sleep. And yet most older adults, especially those who stay indoors or wear sunscreen regularly, are deficient. I remember a gentleman named Milton, 66 years old, who hadn't stepped outside without a hat and long sleeves in over a decade. He was struggling with stubborn blood sugar levels, always tired and often felt mentally foggy. When we tested his vitamin D, it was shockingly low. After just 3 months of careful sun exposure and supplementation, not only did his blood sugar improve, his eyes lit up again. He told me, "I feel like I woke up from a long gray nap." Now, let's talk about a vitamin that hardly ever gets mentioned but is incredibly important. Vitamin B1, also known as thiamine. This one is crucial for nerve health, metabolism, and keeping your heart and brain sharp. What many people don't know is that high blood sugar causes your body to lose thiamine more rapidly. It literally gets flushed out. And without it, you can start to feel weak, mentally dull, anxious, and fatigued. In advanced cases, it even contributes to neuropathy, that burning or tingling in your feet and hands that so many diabetics silently endure. But when thiamine is replenished, the results can be remarkable. I've seen patients regain strength, clarity, and a new sense of control. And the best part? It's not expensive. It's just ignored. And ignoring it is costing people their comfort, their energy, and in some cases, their independence. Another quiet powerhouse is vitamin B12. Now, this one is especially critical for people who take certain diabetes medications like metformin. Why? Because metformin, while helpful in lowering blood sugar, can interfere with how your body absorbs B12. And B12 is essential for nerve protection, red blood cell production, and brain function. I had a patient once who had been feeling increasingly forgetful and clumsy. She thought it was just aging, but her B12 levels were in the basement. We introduced a sublingual supplement, one that dissolves under the tongue, and within weeks, her memory sharpened and the numbness in her legs started to fade. It wasn't magic, it was biology finally working as it should. These stories are not rare. They happen more than you think, but most people never hear about them because we've been trained to think in terms of prescriptions and lab results, not nutrients and deficiencies. And I get it. The system is built to be fast, to treat symptoms, to keep you moving. But your body doesn't heal on speed. It heals on nourishment. And the truth is, no one feels truly alive, truly vibrant when they're running on empty. Your cells need these vitamins like your home needs electricity. Without them, lights start to flicker, functions start to slow. But when you flip the switch, when you restore what's been missing, everything starts to work again. Sometimes slowly, but surely. And I want to be clear, I'm not saying vitamins are a cure. They're not magic bullets, but they are part of the foundation. They give your body the basic tools it needs to support itself. They help your medications work better. They help your meals nourish more. They help you feel more like yourself. And that, to me, is worth everything. Because the goal isn't just lower blood sugar on a chart. It's better mornings, stronger legs, clearer thoughts, warmer smiles. It's being able to play with your grandkids, take a walk without fear, and sleep through the night without waking in pain or worry. These are the victories that matter. And often they begin with something as small and as powerful as a vitamin.
There's another vitamin that deserves our attention, and it's one you may never have considered in connection with diabetes: vitamin C. Most people think of it only when they catch a cold, but its role in your body is far more complex and valuable. Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant, and that means it protects your cells from damage caused by high blood sugar. Imagine your bloodstream like a river. And when your sugar levels are high, it's like that river is filled with sharp rocks, causing tiny cuts and injuries inside your body, especially in your eyes, kidneys, and nerves. Vitamin C helps defend against that. It also supports the immune system, helps reduce inflammation, and may even improve how your body uses insulin. I once had a patient named Roberto who added more citrus fruits, bell peppers, and a gentle supplement to his routine. He didn't expect much, but within weeks, the swelling in his legs reduced, his skin looked healthier, and his doctor noted improvements in his overall metabolic health. Now, the last vitamin I want to talk about, and perhaps the most underestimated of all, is vitamin E. It's not just for skin creams. Vitamin E plays a critical role in protecting your blood vessels, your eyes, and your heart. For people with diabetes, this is especially important, because high sugar levels over time can damage the lining of your blood vessels, leading to poor circulation and increased risk of heart disease.
Vitamin E is like a shield. It helps reduce that damage, keeps blood flowing smoothly, and protects your nerves from further harm. In one small study, people with type 2 diabetes who took vitamin E regularly saw improvements in blood vessel function and a reduction in markers of inflammation. I've personally seen patients experience fewer cramps, better circulation, and even warmer hands and feet, a simple sign that their blood was finally reaching where it needed to go. Of course, vitamins aren't a miracle, and I'll say this again because it's important. They don't replace your medications or your medical guidance. But when chosen carefully and introduced with respect for your body's needs, they can work alongside your treatment, not against it. They can fill in the gaps that years of stress, poor nutrition, and chronic illness have created. They can give you a new foundation, not just for managing diabetes, but for rebuilding health. I've seen patients go from feeling numb and hopeless to energized and engaged, not because of one pill, one shake, or one product, but because they started to understand that healing is not about punishing the body, it's about supporting it. And here's something I want you to remember, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed or tired right now. Your body hasn't given up on you. Even if you've been through years of high sugar levels, weight gain, medications, or disappointment, your body is still trying. Every day it's trying to heal, to balance, to adapt. But it can't do it alone. Just like a plant needs sunlight and water to grow, your body needs nutrients, rest, love, and consistency. When we ignore that, the soil dries out. But when we nourish it, slowly, patiently, things begin to bloom again. Maybe not overnight, but over time, and in ways that you might not expect. Let me tell you about Rosa. She came to my office after 20 years of struggling with type 2 diabetes. She was tired, not just physically, but emotionally. She had been told too many times that she needed to try harder, that she was non-compliant, that she wasn't doing enough. But no one had asked her what she needed. Together, we rebuilt her nutrition. We checked for vitamin deficiencies. We added what was missing. Within 3 months, her energy improved, her sleep became deeper, she smiled more, and her blood sugar, well, it finally started to cooperate. Not because she was scared, but because she was supported. And when the body is supported, it responds.
So many people over 50 live with the quiet pain of feeling forgotten by the healthcare system, by rushed doctors, by a society that treats aging as decline instead of transformation. But I want you to know something. Your body still matters. Your well-being still matters. And your story is far from over. When we talk about vitamins, we're not just talking about capsules or food labels. We're talking about giving back to your body, piece by piece, the resources it has been missing for far too long. It's like rebuilding a home that weathered many storms. You don't start with the paint, you start with the foundation. And for many people with diabetes, that foundation includes magnesium, vitamin D, B1, B12, C, and E. Quiet allies that, when combined with care, movement, hydration, and rest, begin to shift the terrain inside your body. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to do it all at once. Healing doesn't come from doing everything perfectly. It comes from doing a few things consistently. Adding a handful of spinach to your lunch, sitting outside in the morning sun, asking your doctor to check your B12, swapping one processed snack for a boiled egg or a slice of avocado. These are small steps, yes, but powerful ones. And over time, they speak to your body in a language it understands. Not punishment, not restriction, but nourishment. And the body, even when tired, even when diabetic, will respond to nourishment with gratitude, with life, with strength. I know there's a lot of noise out there. Promises of miracle cures, fear-based messages, people trying to sell you solutions that feel out of reach. But my message to you is not one of panic or pressure. It's a reminder, a gentle one, that you are allowed to learn new ways of caring for yourself. You are allowed to question. You are allowed to explore. And you are allowed to hope. Vitamins are not secrets.
They are not luxuries. They are tools. And just like a good pair of glasses helps you see better, the right nutrients help your body function better, more clearly, more calmly, more confidently. I've worked with patients from all walks of life: farmers, teachers, retired nurses, truck drivers, grandparents. And the one thing they all had in common wasn't how much they knew about medicine or nutrition. It was their willingness to try, to take one more step toward balance, toward energy, toward self-respect. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to care enough to start, to listen to your body, to nourish what's been neglected, and to believe that life, even after 50, even with diabetes, can still surprise you with strength, clarity, and peace. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you, not just for listening, but for believing in your body, in your future, and in the possibility of change. If something I said here connected with you, I would be honored to hear from you. Let me know in the comments how you're doing, where you're from, or what questions you still carry about your diabetes journey. I read each one with care, because your voice matters. And no matter how long you've been struggling, I want you to know you are not alone, you are not broken, and you are always, always worth caring for.